Hello, hello. Let me see if I'm live. Give me 1 second. Okay, looks like I'm live. All right, guys, welcome back to Ask Jason Anything About Meta Advertising. This is Jason. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a Meta Ads Optimization Strategist. So if you run ads on Facebook and Instagram, I definitely would like to work with you if you fall under two possible categories. First, you've been trying to figure out meta advertising. You have actually, tried to run ads yourself, but you can't seem to find a stable framework that gets you consistent result with a very consistent cost per result that you're happy with. What I do is I can actually help you build a meta ad strategy that is tailored to your business and your goals and everything. And I would actually build that with you for you. So it's a very simple done with you for you program where it's a very straightforward tool, Zoom calls. I design the campaign for you and I set it up for you. So that's that. Now, so please go to my YouTube channel in the description, go for the link and click on the link and let's have a quick discussion to see if we are a good fit to work together. Otherwise, the other situation is you have been getting good results and you want to take it to the next level. You try to scale the campaign yourself, but you can't seem to find a stable way or, more like the structured way to scale. And when you scale, you kind of like not sure whether you're scaling the right way because you're not quite sure whether your campaign is optimized. Because to me, it's very simple. I always advocate that you should not scale a campaign that is under optimized. Now, my argument is actually very simple. If you have been getting good results, okay, yet if, for example, one of the classic example is your CTR is actually on the lower side, meaning your creative may not be really working at its optimum level, but it's already getting you good results. Say, for example, if your CTR is 0.5 and your ROAS is 5, fantastic. That means even with a not so performing creative, you're getting good results. What if we are able to optimize the creative to take it to the level where, our standard ROAS, our standard CTR is 1. So if you are actually able to jump from 0.5% to 1%, do you think you can potentially get 50% more sales? No, not 50, it's actually double the sales, potentially, I'd say, with the same amount that you're spending. I've seen these cases like this so many times. There are so many opportunities in your campaign that you can actually leverage on, that you can actually optimize to take your campaign to the next level without spending extra. So if that's something that you're looking for, also just go to my YouTube channel, look for the link, which is you can actually start with a meta ads audit because that's where I dive into your campaign one-on-one, then we would actually kind of do it together. So that's that. I would love to work with you. Please use the link. Otherwise, you can also follow through. There are some links available that you can actually just come in with. Now, what I do here is I go live every Sunday night for 30 minutes in Malaysia time, Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time, for 30 minutes to answer questions about meta advertising. So if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, meta advertising in general, I would strongly recommend that first, please go to my YouTube channel because I've posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel, mainly answering questions like this. So I probably have discussed something similar to the challenge that you're facing right now. So please search for one. If you can find an answer, great. Watch the video, move on to do whatever that you need to do. But if you cannot find an answer, all you need to do is just post your question as a comment on any of my YouTube videos. And what I'm going to do is on the following Sunday, I'm going to screenshot and I'm going to actually go live here to answer your questions live. So you can actually choose to join me live on the following Sunday to listen to my answers, or you can always watch the replay. Doesn't matter. Okay. But if just in case you have something that is urgent, or you have something that you do not want to go public, meaning, some sensitive information, some statistics and data that you don't want to actually reveal to the public, you can actually scan this QR code where you can book a one-on-one Zoom discussion with me. This will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can actually purchase and book a one-on-one discussion for 30 minutes where we can actually do anything you need to do. Like, for example, most of my clients ask me to audit their campaign and to audit their campaign structure and the data to see if there's anything that we can actually do better and improve from there. So that's the most common one. But some of my clients actually use this to actually book a call to ask me questions regarding their digital marketing or even their Facebook advertising strategies and everything. So as long as whatever we can actually do within the 30 minutes, I'm happy to work with you. Okay, scan this QR code and I look forward to work with you. Now, just in case you're new to Meta advertising, you want to have a more structured way to learn Facebook advertising and Instagram advertising, I would definitely recommend Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. So this is a 4.5-hour recorded training where I talk about everything. First, I talk about the latest things you need to know, the features and tools that you need to know about Meta advertising to make sure that you're leveraging on the most updated technology and tools to help you get better results. Second thing is I talk about Meta Ads strategy, the latest way to form and strategize Meta Ads strategies for lead gen and e-com businesses. Not just I share with you the step-by-step ways to develop a strategy, I also share with you how do I build a campaign according to the strategy that we develop, so that you can not just learn about the strategy, but you learn how I set up a campaign with step-by-step walkthrough for e-commerce and lead gen. So that's going to be very beneficial. And on top of that, I also talk about the latest way to scale and optimize Meta Ads campaign. Basically, I think this is needed, for anyone who runs ads on Facebook, because that will give you the latest information on how to excel in Meta advertising in 2025. So if that's what you're looking for, scan this QR code and you can actually purchase and start learning right away. Now, just in case you want to skip the learning, I said that, Jason, I have, I've learned, and can I actually just get you to set up the campaign for me? Yes. Every month I take a handful of clients where I would actually do 2 Zoom calls, and this is the package for 2 Zoom calls. So what we do is, first Zoom call is I would actually design a strategy for you according to your goals and your KPI or whatever. So we would discuss about the Meta Ads objective selection, the audience targeting, ad creative, even the landing page if it's needed. We will go through everything to make sure that we develop the latest or the most efficient or possible assets for your campaign. So on the second call is I would be setting up the campaign for you, with you. So bring a team if they need to attend, or everything will be recorded anyway. So you can actually use this for your future reference. And so this is what I can really help a lot of businesses to instantly get an optimized campaign strategy and campaign structure up and running, hopefully to get you, optimum results right away. So that's what you want. Then scan this QR code. Let's have a quick discussion to see if you're a good fit to work together. If yes, I'm happy to work with you. Otherwise, I'll point you to the right way or the right direction to start, for wherever that you need to go. Now, I'm just going to go dive into the questions that I get. I don't have a lot of questions this week. Probably is because, we are still getting, back to the new year kind of thing. And in our part of the world, some of the countries, we are celebrating the Lunar New Year. So people are busy here. But okay, now, so here's the question that I get from Paradise Gaming. So you're asking, after boosting the post, you just paid half and you didn't pay the half amount. How can this be? Usually when you actually boost a post, that means you have to pay. Either it's upfront or you're being charged on the credit card. So everything has to be in full. How can it be half? But anyway, if you manage to get that, that's quite interesting. And you're asking about monetization. So here's the thing. What I know, first thing first, I'm not familiar with monetization, so probably I'm not the right person to talk about this. But based on what I know, because I work with clients who are monetized on Meta, there are actually quite a lot of criteria to be monetized. Because I'm monetized on YouTube, I'm making money on YouTube ads, but on Facebook, it looks like it's a very different game. There are certain criteria that you need to fulfill, like, how many views, how many hours you get watch your videos and everything. But based on what I know, I think, because this is what YouTube is, all right? You cannot run ads to get the numbers, as in, it has to be organic. You get what I mean? It's because some of my clients actually use ads to get more views and hours for their videos, hopefully to get monetized as soon as we can. I don't think it's that straightforward. So I'm not 100% sure about Meta. So you probably should find out whether is this allowed. If it's not allowed, then no matter how much you spend, it's not going to work for you. So when it comes to monetization, that's what I can say, because I'm not really the expert about this. Okay, so all the best for getting monetized. Yeah, my clients are making good money, man, seriously. So I do think getting monetized on Meta and Instagram can be something that is quite profitable. Anyway, so all the best. Now, the next question is coming from Tyler. So you're saying that, so this is about not able to boost Facebook Marketplace listing. Okay, so in this video, basically, I talk about how can you actually, check whether are you being restricted or whatever. But if you are seeing message saying that you are blocked from performing this action, you are probably being restricted from running ads as a profile. Okay, you see where I'm coming from. So what you need to do is please go to your business portfolio. So you either go into your ads manager or whatever. You should be able to see some signs or some, like some banner saying that you're being restricted. They will be asking for some information. Most of the time, I would say 99% of time, they're asking for your ID verification. So here's the tricky part. Okay, the ID verification has to be done within a month. Some actually has to be done within 14 days. So if you miss the deadline, you will fall under permanent restriction because of non-responsive, not responding to the whatever message that they send to you. So I hope you do not get to that stage. But if you do, then it's permanent. Otherwise, follow the steps to get yourself verified and submit the ID or whatever they ask you to do. And hopefully after that, you should be able to run ads again. Otherwise, you can actually go to my YouTube channel, search for videos that talks about what if you are permanently restricted, what are the steps that you can take to get back into advertising again. So I know a lot of people still face this issue, even though now, I don't know, after so many years, this has been happening for about like 3-4 years now. I've actually worked with 300 to 400 people from all around the world who face this problem in the past 2 years, helping them to get back into advertising and all. But this is really something that sucks, and Meta doesn't have a lot of support, offering us some clear route to navigate this. So yeah, so all the best with this. Go through that and see if you are restricted. If you're not, then great, go through, submit the ID, everything should be good. If you do, look for the video that I talk about permanent restriction, and hopefully that will give you some, pointers on what you can do to hopefully get back into advertising again. Okay, now thanks for the question. Now the next question is coming from really this, Divine is actually very interesting. He actually commented on one of my latest video talking about meta advertising is useless, because somebody actually also made a comment that meta advertising is useless. I actually beg to differ, is because in fact, meta advertising is especially useful for small businesses. Yeah, so that's what I want to highlight to Divine here. So the idea is actually very simple, because a lot of people would thought that you have to spend a lot to get results. But here's the thing, meta advertising is actually very straightforward. It's the number game. It's a fair game where everybody can actually pay to reach people in an effective way. So everybody, whether you are a big brand or small brand, technically you will get the same CPM, meaning you get charged a similar amount to reach people. And the only difference is how good are you in really dialing into your messaging, be the creative, which is in my opinion the top priority, and the call to action and the messaging, and of course the landing pages and all that. When you get everything right, and you are able to reach the same amount of people with the same amount that your big brands competitors are paying, only you're paying smaller, only you have a smaller budget, that doesn't mean that you're not able to be successful. I have clients who are spending merely just $5 to $10 a day, but they get good results. To me, it's very simple. Start small where you're more comfortable. But when it comes to meta advertising, you have to understand it takes a little bit of time to learn, especially when you're spending small. Give it a week or two at least. Don't just jump on it. So that's why, like I say, set aside a good amount of money that you're comfortable with. Doesn't have to be big, but something that you kind of like, that, okay, I'm just going to put this aside, whether I get it or not. I just want to go through the campaign and learn. Because impressions count, put it this way. So my simple recommendation for anyone who is actually a small business and trying to get started on Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising, or rather meta advertising, would be, first learn the right way to run ads, which I would definitely recommend my Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. Scan this QR code. It has everything you need to know to get started. Then second thing is, you need to start running ads. That's the easiest way that's the best way to know how to get right. Because you ask anyone in the world, you try to Google any videos in the world right here, everybody would actually tell their own story. And to be frank, whatever success that I have would not be able to be applicable to you. would not be applicable to you because our business is different. Even though we're selling the same product, the positioning is different, the market is different, and it's gonna be totally different. So the best way for you to start is to start running ads with a small amount that you're comfortable with. Set aside $5-10 a day. Get ready to run this for at least a week or two, especially if you're spending small. Accumulate the data and learn from the data, make adjustment from there. You get what I mean? Go in and say that, oh, if you get good result, but it's too expensive. Let's find out why is it expensive. Is it because of the creative? If you have low CTR, then it's probably because of the creative. You should consider testing your creative. But if you have good CTR, but very low number of people who landed on the website, started buying, then it's probably the landing page problem. So you probably have to test, like to improve the landing page, to improve the checkout process and everything. So in my opinion, very simple. Meta advertising is a science. It's not an art, to be frank. It's all number based. That's how I actually approach this thing. So all you need to do is run ads, get some numbers, and yeah, from there we'll be able to see. So once you get the numbers, you actually, if you need my help to look into your campaign or give you recommendation, you can actually scan this QR code instead, where it would take you to my private gig, where you can actually book a 30-minute Meta Ads audit, where I would actually audit your entire campaign, and I would actually analyze the campaign for you, and I would teach you how to do it. Okay, and I'll build a dashboard in your ads manager so that you can actually do this in the future on your own. And from there, I'll build you a plan on what are the things that you can actually consider doing to improve your campaign performance, hopefully to take it to the next level. So if that's what you're looking for, scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. So that's how we actually get started. Whether you are a small business, the big business, that's how we start. But here's what I want to say, back to the question that, the divine is saying, no, Meta is actually for small businesses with limited budget. It's just that you have to do it right, and you need to learn first thing the right way to do it, which you can actually go for the training, and you need to learn how to analyze it to be able to make the right decision, tweak the right thing, hopefully to get you better result. Okay, so yeah, all the best for whoever who is a small business and trying to get started with Meta advertising. Don't lose hope on the platform. It's still the best platform because, in my opinion, audiences on Facebook and Instagram are so much more matured and they are ready to consume ads and buy. So do that. Okay. Now, the next question is a question that I get a lot. You see, whenever, especially new advertisers we talk about, right, just now, a lot of people, when they are starting out, especially when they are not confident, they are not sure and all that, the biggest questions they always have is, how much should I be spending for my ads? So hear me out, okay? Do not need to spend big to get results. You just need to spend at the level that you are comfortable, but make sure you set aside the money and let it run for at least 7 days to 2 weeks, especially if you're spending small, like $5-10 a day. I have a lot of clients who are spending that amount as a start. See, to me, is if you're not able to get good results with 10, what makes you think that you can get result with 100? Just because you reach more people means you can get better result? No, it's the equal number. Because when you spend bigger, doesn't mean that your CPM is lower. It means you get to reach more people at a lower cost. No, it's the same CPM. That's why big brand or small, Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising is a fair battleground for everyone to come in. So yeah. So when you're spending smaller, only you're reaching lesser people. Everything is gonna be slower, but you will still be reaching people and you will still be getting results from there. You will still be accumulating your CTR, your CPM, your conversion, and all the numbers coming in. So here's what I think, like start running ads and you get it. But how do we plan budget for lead gen? Actually, do not ask this question to anyone because nobody can answer it except you. So let me teach you how to plan your Meta Ads budget if you're in lead gen business. Actually, the very simple calculation. Okay, so let's say, for example, you want to make, say, $10,000 a month. Okay, so let me move myself over here. So if you want to make $10,000 a month, for example, so the first question you need to ask yourself, how much is your average offer? So whatever program that you're selling, is it $500 per offer, $1,000 per offer? It's really up to you, especially when you're doing lead gen, right? And if you're in real estate, then you have to calculate, how much do you usually make for each closure that you get, So it's always about how much you make from each client. That's a simple calculation, all right? So let's say if you make $500 from each client, So you divide $10,000 to by 500, that means you need 20 clients a month. Okay, so let's say now, put it this way. Then the next question would be, what is the conversion rate from a lead to a client? From how many leads you need to get one client? That's a simple question. So let's say if you need to get 10 leads to get one client, right? If you need to get 10 leads to get one client, then the next question would be, how much do you usually pay to get one lead? So if you're totally new, how about that? Run ads and try to get a number. So you probably need to spend maybe at the first, like 1 week, you probably need to spend $30 to $40 to get one lead. Doesn't matter. At least you know that, okay, now that's the base we are having here. It's $30 per lead. What can we do to get better? Should we improve the CTR by introducing better creative? Should we actually improve the landing page by, hopefully increasing the conversion from a landing page view to lead? So all these are the numbers that we can actually work on when we have the data coming in. So, but anyway, so here's the thing, right? So yeah, so if you know that you've been running ads and your average cost per lead is $20, that means in order to get 20 clients, okay, you need 200 leads. Make sense? Because every 10 client, you get one lead. All right, so 10 client means you need 100 lead. 20 client, you need 200 leads. So if you actually pay $20 to get one lead, that means you need to get ready $4,000 to run ads to get $10,000 in revenue. So then when it comes to this calculation, then you have a clear answer whether are you comfortable to spend $4,000 a month. So if you are not, then then we actually can come back to the discussion whether can we still make 10,000 if I spend $2,000. Is it possible? Well, the answer is yes. Okay, it's either you increase the value of your offer or you get better at converting your leads into your sales. Makes sense, right? So instead of 10 leads to get one client, what about you improve your closure pitch, your closing pitch, or your whatever, like the way you actually talk to your client and, asking the why now, why me, kind of thing, all the questions. Yeah, that's one way. I mean, I've gone through the transition where I need 10 leads to get one client to now I probably need 3 leads to get one client, because a lot of things changed. My personal brand improved, over time. People look at me differently because of all the reputations, all the, like authorities that are built in the field. So this could be one, all the variables comes into play. So yeah, but even though you know that you're not able to achieve all this right now, then you'll be clear that if I'm only able to spend $1,000 a month, that means I'm only able to get about $1,000 means I will get, like 5 clients, right? So 5 clients, I'll be only getting about 2,005 in revenue. So is that a good start? Yes, at least that's a good number that that you'll be seeing as a start. So that's how we actually get started, basically. Yeah. So that's a very simple way for you to actually plan. So once you know that, okay, now, so this is what I need to spend and this is what I'm going to do. So the next thing is really about getting the right way to run ads. That's why I say, especially if you're new to advertising, new to Facebook advertising and all that, and you're not sure how to get started, you definitely need Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. So this is a 2.5-hour training that I actually put together with, first, I talk about the latest tools and features of meta advertising so that you can actually make sure to leverage on the latest tools to get you the most result possible. Second, I talk about how do I design meta ad strategy, including the budget planning, the creative direction, and all this for e-commerce and lead gen businesses. And I do not just talk to you how do I teach you how to design a strategy. I also teach you how to set up the campaign according to the strategy that you design. How do we set up the top of funnel? How do we set up the retargeting, and all those things will be in place. And you actually, literally, you can follow step by step to set up the campaign on your own. Okay. So once you have the campaign set up, great. So what's the next thing you need to do? You need to learn how to analyze the campaign. You need to know whether it's doing good or not. What should we tweak? How do we judge? And how to optimize, how to scale your campaign when you're ready. So these are all the things that I talk about in Meta Ads Blueprint 2025. And I do believe everyone who runs ads on Facebook and Instagram should get a copy of this. So scan this QR code, all the best in learning. Otherwise, if you are, like say, I don't want to learn, can you just help me set up my campaign? Yes, every month I take a handful of clients where I will do two things with you, 2 Zoom calls in this package. First Zoom call is we will actually have a discussion, deep dive into your business needs, into your goals, your KPI and all that. And we talk about all the things that we need to do in Meta Ads strategy design, the budget, the audience targeting, the creative. How many creative? We don't run ads with one creative. Huh? We run ads with multiple creative. We have creative for top of funnel. We have creative for retargeting. And then, so I would, we will even discuss about the landing page. I'll give you recommendations about things that you should consider improving here and there. All these are the things that you can actually look into. So then you will go ahead and create your creative with your team and all that. On the second call, I'll be setting up the campaign for you, with you, to make sure that you have an optimized strategy and campaign up and running, hopefully to get you the result that you desire. Otherwise, we can always go into the optimization cycle where we would actually go through all the tweaks and all the needed whenever the numbers come in. But this is how you can actually get started with confidence, done by me, to get your campaign up and running. So if that's what you want, scan this QR code and let's have a quick chat to see if you're a good fit to work together. If yes, then great, let's work together. Otherwise, I'll point you to the right direction for you to get started. Okay, so that's what we have. Now let's go through some of the, quick here. So we have Kevin here. What's up? So Kevin is asking, for CPaaS retargeting, weekly frequency 4, okay to scale up further? Other metrics looks fine. Good question. In my opinion, for CPaaS, retargeting 4 is not, it's decent actually. If you want to scale, I don't recommend to scale a lot. Because to be frank, because the ideal frequency for retargeting is 3 to 5. So in my opinion, I think if everything is doing fine, and I probably would say that you should start scaling the top of funnel first. Then once the retargeting drop below 3.5 maybe, then you only scale the retargeting, because you scaling the retargeting is going to push the frequency, and higher frequency at retargeting, if you're already doing fine, higher frequency may not be beneficial. That's what I want to highlight. Yeah, makes sense? Okay. Anyway, all the best. Thanks for dropping by. All right, so that's all we have. Thanks for joining me tonight. Okay, all the best. And I'll see you next Sunday. With that, thanks. Good night. See ya.